I'm so down for a movie about these trials. At first I thought it was going to be a straight-up remake of the 1961 movie, Judgment at Nuremberg, but that's not the case. 2025's Nuremberg is actually a soft adaptation of the book called The Nazi and the Psychiatrist. Regardless, the subject matter is fascinating, and I'm already sold. Hold the phone. Maximus Meridius is playing that fat fuck Hermann Goering. Start the review, goddammit. Nuremberg stars Russell Crowe, Rami Malek, Michael Shannon, Leo Woodall, Colin Hanks, Lothar Verbig. It's also directed by James Vanderbilt, his second feature-length movie, and he's tackling a pivotal moment in history. The Nuremberg trials didn't just bring remaining Nazi leadership to justice, they also set international standards for what is and isn't acceptable in war. The trial had multiple purposes, and one of the biggest was letting the world finally hear the full extent of Germany's atrocities during World War II. The Holocaust, the forceful annexing of other countries, spreading fascism, and destroying any chance of this mustache style ever coming back. Seriously guys, that's over. Charles Chaplin and Michael fucking Jordan couldn't do it. But for real, these men on trial are disgusting, and I'm glad they were punished for what they did. And I'm pleased to say the movie does a decent job at telling the story. Decent, not great. We'll get to that. First, the performances. Rami Malek plays the psychiatrist responsible for creating psychological profiles on these men, and he's our main perspective for navigating this chaotic moment in history. Rami has to show a lot of flaws with his portrayal of Douglas Kelly. He's incredibly intelligent, but kind of lost in life, and that can become a huge problem when you sit across from someone as evil and manipulative as Hermann Goering. And Russell Crowe plays Goering very, very well. Sure, his German accent slips a little here and there, but he nails the crucial parts, showing the quote, human side of this monster. Fascists are often charming and charismatic. That's why people fall for them. But hang out with them long enough, and they'll eventually remind you, oh right, you're a Nazi, and you shouldn't be allowed to say or do anything to anybody, ever. Period. Not only are the performances solid, but the set design is spectacular. They painstakingly recreated the entire courtroom, even the ceiling. That effort shows, and I appreciate that dedication to authenticity. Now let's talk about the negatives. I don't think this movie is bad, but I do think it would have worked better as a miniseries, instead of a feature-length film. There's just too much information to cram into a standard runtime. I left feeling like nothing got enough attention narratively. The movie starts by focusing on the logistics of setting up the trials. Super interesting, because this is literally establishing international legal precedent. Then it shifts towards a more character-driven approach as Rami interviews the prisoners, especially Goering. Also super interesting. I was vibing. But then we have to hard shift back to the trials itself, because, well, it's the title of the film. Unfortunately, when that happened, the movie feels more like a personal story between Kelly and Goering. That's the narrative that actually gets fleshed out. Honestly, the movie should have been titled Kelly and Goering. It's complicated because while I say I wasn't fully satisfied, that's only because the movie does a good job at getting me invested in all these different elements. Too bad it gets me interested, just to blue ball me in the end. I guess I'll go read articles and watch documentaries after this. I always do that after movies like this, but I prefer when the movies themselves are a little better. At least they did a good job at bashing fascism. Something I learned from posting my Mussolini Son of the Century review is that fascists are very vocal about people they admire, and I don't like those people. I genuinely don't get why y'all look up to men like this, even if you take the moral side out of it, which you shouldn't, but okay. Let's say you do strip morality away, and try to view someone like Hitler purely through the lens of a strong leader. He still comes up embarrassingly short. The dude shot himself in a bunker while the children of his country fought his final battle. And if you don't buy that version, then the alternative is he fled his country and died in disgrace.
Is this your king? Huh? Is this your king?
Again, Nuremberg is a decent movie, and I do think you should watch it when it comes to streaming, but I can't recommend running to the theater. Great performances, weak script, which disappoints me considering how heavy the subject matter is. You can't win them all. But at least the Allies won World War II. I wouldn't be down for fascism. The only people who are down for fascism are fascists. I mean, they're blowing each other after all. Okay, I know that's totally a reach of a joke, and that's probably not even true, but come on, I couldn't help myself. Just come on. Anyway, that's it for me. And as always, thank you for your time.